Red rice yeast extract for cholesterol. You can do it. That's what most people do it for.
Really?
Red rice
what
yeast.
all these rices are for.
Red rice yeast extract. It was really how the statin drug was formed.
Oh.
Okay, so when you look at this thing, it was formed off of this particular product in nature. Now it does work, right? It's effective. However, there's a catch. It still has a statin-y kind of effect to it, so you got to be a little careful with it. You're treating it. You're using it as a effect treatment, not a cause. It's not getting rid of why your cholesterol is elevated. It's just helping you bring it down to keep all the powers that be happy and you don't have to take a statin. You always, if you're on a statin, if you're on red rice yeast, you must take CoQ10. You have to put CoQ10 in with it.
What's CoQ10?
CoQ10 is a coenzyme, right? It's a big factor of heart function. And we've found over the years that when you are taking statins, even the red rice yeast, when you put these things in, it steals that out of the body at rapid rates. Well, now that interferes with muscle function. It interferes with the way the heart functions, the arterial system works, all the circulation. All right, then don't do that. Make sure you put that back in there to help balance it so it doesn't throw it off. And this is the trick with nutrition, right? If you try to use nutrition medically, which that's what you see a lot with, what's the new darling field that's out there? It's something medicine, where they're not happy with the field they're in. So, no, it's not holistic. It's got some other name. Functional. That's the term they're using now. All right, that whole field. It's the same thing. They're still applying a medical model, right? It's still a medical model. Now, it'll help people. It's not that it won't, right? But they're still applying a medical model to nutrition. It doesn't work. It didn't work for the drug. It's not going to work for vitamin C's and B's and zincs and E's and all this stuff. Guys, you're a glass of water, and your glass is always full. There's no exception to this. Everybody's full. Lots of ice cubes in there, and every ice cube represents something. A calcium, a magnesium, an amylase, lots of stuff, right? And here you are with your handful of other ice cubes, and you're going, I'm going to shove them into that glass. Someone's got to spill out. You don't know who. So when you go taking large amounts of zinc and C's and E's and B's and all these things to try to prevent this problem and avoid that problem, all you end up doing is stirring your pot and making a bigger dang mess for everything. Keep it simple, right? Nature's going to provide the best thing for you. You cannot pick vitamin C, I'm picking on that temporarily, off a tree anywhere. It exists nowhere in nature by itself.
What do you mean? There's ascorbic acid.
No, ascorbic acid is a byproduct of vitamin C breakdown, basically. So when you look at this, it doesn't exist on its own. Is the point I'm getting at.
What do you mean? I see ascorbic acid in cough drops. I see ascorbic acid in...
Yes, but it's not a natural product.
It says ascorbic acid on ascorbic acid on the
It's
product.
like salicylic acid from white willow. It's the same thing. Right?
So that means vitamin C.
No, yes, for what you're trying to say. It's a chemical, but it doesn't exist in nature. You can't go pick it off a tree. You can't dig it out of the ground.
So
you cannot get
vitamin C.
I'm sure that does, but they had to, that's a whole other story. So the idea is, well, they petitioned the FDA in an effort to modernize it back in the 60s.
So it doesn't really count in your body if you're...
No, it's crap for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
So real quick, because you got me on this, I wasn't planning on going here. So vitamin C, guy, I know we're going to run out of time. Vitamin C is what you're trying to refer to. Ascorbic acid is how they say, okay, this is vitamin C. It wasn't prior to like 66, 67, somewhere in there. You had to have rutin, K factor, J factor, the P factor, and the inflavonoids. Those are what vitamin C is. Linus Pauling's work, all the stuff he did for his Nobel Prize in cancer, was on that, not on the ascorbic acid that holds it all together.
So how much vitamin C can you actually absorb in a day?
About 80 to 120 milligrams. That's what the body can handle in a 24-hour period. No. Because you can't store it. That's the one thing we don't store unless you're in.
So it sounds like you're saying nutrition is really eating right is the only way to balance your body.
And digesting it. You got it. Eat it, digest it, get it out of you. That's how you balance your body.